Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and I make life and style videos here on YouTube. In today's video I'm going to talk about my current wardrobe, my dream wardrobe, and also some of the things that I want to do to actually work towards that dream wardrobe as well. So I think that my wardrobe is not too big and it's definitely better than it used to be. I think that my mindset has actually shifted a little bit over the past few years as I've been kind of learning, but I still find that it doesn't truly work for me and my everyday. So one of the mistakes that I've kind of done in the past is decluttering without any sense of purpose or any real goal for my wardrobe. And if I'm being honest, sometimes I would just declutter because of the little bit of excitement that it gives you when you get that little refresh in your wardrobe and you feel that it's fresh, but really I haven't really deep dived into my wardrobe and really figured out what my style is and what I need for my everyday. So this is where I kind of want to do things a little bit differently. I really want to rethink my wardrobe and really think about what I need and what will suit my lifestyle before going in and decluttering or buying new things or moving forward. So for me, I've accumulated a lot of very similar items and very kind of basic things without having any kind of point of interest or things that I can use to create an outfit a little bit differently. And another thing that kind of stands out when I look at my wardrobe is that I'm not really in love with the pieces. They're kind of just there as a filler or because I need it, but I haven't really found the right fit. So I end up kind of wearing outfits that I'm not really loving. It's just kind of based on the pieces that I've got in my wardrobe, but I'm not really in love with them. So I end up really not satisfied with my outfit. And also part of this is also having too many options, which kind of just creates confusion every day and not knowing what to wear or how to put things together. Another thing is when I'm thrifting, I think that I can get caught up in buying things just because they're cheap or they're a one-off. It's exciting when you go thrifting because you might not ever see that piece again and it's really only a one-off piece that you find. But in the past I have noticed that there are some items that when I go secondhand shopping or thrifting, I really love them and I'm like, I know that this works so well in my wardrobe. It's definitely a piece that I love, and to this day I continuously wear them. And there's other pieces that I've kind of bought knowing it's not really my style, it's cheap. I kind of just got caught up in the excitement in the moment, but really I knew that it wasn't really something I wanted to wear, and then ended up giving it away, selling it or whatever. And this kind of just creates a gap in your wardrobe and also waste of money, waste of time, and causing clutter as well, and also a little bit of confusion, to be honest. Another thing I really noticed is also the quality of items, and I recently watched a video from Race. I'll link her video down below, but she talked about kind of buying all these different dupes for the one item that you really want, and maybe that one item that you really want is a little bit more expensive, maybe a little bit better quality, and it feels a little bit more out of reach, so you kind of go and buy different dupes or different kind of options, but eventually you just accumulate all these options that are not the perfect fit for the one item that you really want, and then you end up just buying all these things that amount to the cost of the one item you wanted, when you could have just saved up a little bit, waited some time, and got the one item you truly love. I'm definitely guilty of this. I bought things in the past that I just think really wanted a pair of jeans, and then I ended up buying all these other jeans from different stores, H&M or Zara, for a cheaper price, but the total of all those 5 jeans that I bought that didn't really work out well could have been the one jeans that I knew fit really well. I tried it in store, but maybe were just a little bit more pricier, but I still ended up paying the same amount of money, ended up giving away some of the jeans or selling them, and just not being really happy with them when I could have just bought the one pair that I truly love. So just as important as looking at your current state of wardrobe and what you currently have, it's also important to look at your lifestyle to be able to determine what your goal or dream wardrobe will look like as well. So my main goal for my dream or goal wardrobe is to have items that I truly love, even if it's basics and t-shirts or fancier dress. It's just really being honest with myself and asking myself, do I really love this piece before buying it, and not just feeling a gap or, as I mentioned before, having a dupe for an item that I really love. The next steps would kind of change depending on the person and your personal preference, but I really love to use Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, real life, just to kind of pin and also take inspiration for some of the outfits that I love, and also different inspiration pieces for how to wear items and how to put pieces together. But at the same time, when looking at your dream or goal wardrobe, it's really important to look at your everyday lifestyle and what you actually do every day, and not only looking at kind of what your fantasy self would be or what your fantasy style would be. And I think it is important to kind of know what your realistic lifestyle is versus your fantasy self, and not only buy for your fantasy self, because then you kind of get too many outfit options that are perfect for that occasion, but realistically you're not going to wear those items everyday, day-to-day wear. So I think it's really important to really understand and embrace your lifestyle and also match your wardrobe to your lifestyle. You may or may not have heard of your fantasy self or fantasy style before, but there are a lot of really good videos on YouTube about it, and I'm not going to go into it now because it's a whole thing on its own. I think it's great to incorporate some aspects of this fantasy self into your everyday style as well. I think it adds a little bit of personality to your style that might be different to other people's. So for example, my fantasy self might be wearing beautiful dresses, floral dresses, maybe somewhere in a summer in Europe, but obviously this doesn't work for my everyday commute to the office on a rainy, gloomy day on the train. I can't wear, you know, floral dresses. I need to really consider where I live, what my lifestyle is, what I'm doing, and will that actually suit what I need from my wardrobe. So if I was only focusing on shopping for dresses and these summery outfits for that fantasy self in Europe, summer, somewhere, I wouldn't have those options for when I'm actually going to work and I need, you know, a classic outfit that suits what I'm actually doing. But where I think you can incorporate these things is, for example, maybe wearing some beautiful gold pieces to the office that kind of complement that outfit and maybe give a little bit of a feeling of a bit of style, or a little bit of that feeling of summer, and maybe just reminds you of that as well. And this way also incorporate maybe a silk scarf around your neck or around your hair. And I think this is a good way to kind of incorporate pieces of your fantasy self and fantasy style into your actual realistic lifestyle as well. And this way you can kind of get creative and also still feel like you're not kind of too distant from what your fantasy self is as well. So I think there's a lot of different ways that you can kind of go about finding what your style is and figuring out how to match your wardrobe with your realistic lifestyle. But I recently watched a really good video from Hannah Louise. She's here on YouTube. I really loved what she talked about in her video. She basically had this method to create a formula and figure out what do you actually do on a monthly basis, on an everyday basis, and then you can figure out what do you actually need from your wardrobe to be able to suit that as well. So I won't recap her video, and I'll link her video down below because I think it was really good, and I did follow her steps. So I did actually do the little exercise myself, and I found it super helpful and definitely something that I'm going to be using moving forward with my wardrobe. So as I followed along, I found myself actually needing a lot of clothing that were kind of put together loungewear clothing as well as polished casual. So a lot of the time I need to go into the office and I need that kind of polished casual look. That's kind of what the dress code is. It's not super formal, but a little bit on the polished side. And I also found that I need a lot of loungewear, but kind of more put together loungewear, so not super daggy or like sleepwear, but more loungewear that I can do errands in, maybe take my dog on a walk, which I have to do every day. And I found that that's actually a gap in my wardrobe, is not having enough of that loungewear type of pieces. I have a lot of sleepwear and a lot of clothes that I can kind of do around the house cleaning, but I don't have clothes that I can put on and go to the shops and go run errands or take my dog for, you know, a little walk and get a coffee without having to kind of put my exercise clothes on or my jeans and a hoodie, which I do have to do sometimes because I don't have that loungewear kind of set of clothing. And also when doing the exercise, I did need, as I mentioned, those polished casual outfits, which when reflecting on my wardrobe, I do have enough of that, and I think that is kind of an area that I think I'm okay with, just because I have been going to the office and I've needed those items anyway. But I have been really lacking and really struggling with what to wear when I need to, you know, wear that loungewear that's kind of still put together. I can be seen in it, but it's not my absolute coziest sleepwear or homeware. This is also going to help me when I go shopping, because I also always find that when I see different loungewear, I think it's really nice and I'm like, oh, I really want to buy this, but I don't need it, or I feel that I don't need it because I've got all this sleepwear, I've got all this exercise wear. But really now when I go shopping, I'll know that if it is a good quality piece and it really suits me and I love the item and the set or whatever it is, I know that actually it is a gap in my wardrobe and it is something that I might be able to kind of invest in and have a few pieces that I can just wear for those put together loungewear days. So based on this activity, I have created a Pinterest board just for the different categories that I figured out based on doing that activity, and this is just going to serve as inspiration and just really kind of see what I want the different categories of my wardrobe to look like. So this includes sleepwear, loungewear, exercise, my polished casual looks, my more dressier looks as well, and I think this will really help to figure out what my style is in those different areas and what I want my wardrobe to look like. So now that I've kind of looked at what my current state of my wardrobe looks like and what my goal or dream wardrobe looks like, I think it's kind of a good idea to now look through the wardrobe and see if there's anything you want to declutter or comb through and see if you want to sell or give away anything. So I've gone through my clothes and really thought about the items that I love, which items I don't really love. I've looked at the quality and also which pieces that I really want to keep in my wardrobe versus sell, give away or donate. So when doing this, I really wanted to also focus on not just decluttering if something doesn't truly fit, but for example, if I love something but just something needs to be tailored, instead of getting rid of it and getting a new item in the right size and just kind of wasting money, I wanted to see if I could fix it in any way. So for example, I have a pair of Levi jeans that I currently wear with a belt full time because when I bought them, the waist was a little bit too big and they have kind of stretched over time. But I love these jeans, I love the fit everywhere else, I love the color and everything about them. I like how they feel quite worn in and they're really comfortable at this point. But instead of kind of getting rid of them and then buying a new pair in the right size or experimenting again, I kind of want to get these tailored around the waist just to fit me a little bit better, because it is just a minor adjustment and this will make them even more wearable and love them even more. A really good tip that I read in one of Alison Bornstein's newsletters around editing your wardrobe is asking yourself if you want to wear something versus just do you wear something. This is because we can kind of style things that we have and already use in our wardrobe, but we might not really be loving it, or it might not be truly the piece that we want to wear. And for example, I had a pair of boots that I recently sold because I just wasn't loving them, but even when I bought them, I kind of knew that they weren't the perfect pair. They were kind of on sale and they suited what I needed at the time, but I knew that they weren't, you know, my favorite pair of boots. They weren't really the ideal boot, and eventually I grew to just kind of wear them because I had them and I needed them, but I didn't love them. Didn't love my outfits with them. I wasn't really happy with how it looked with my outfits, and recently I just sold it, and that way I'm able to kind of look into different boots that I really love, and I think that would suit my style better. Another point that I really liked is also holding on to items just for the sake of having more options. But Alison made a really good point that if they're there just as in case, or just, you know, one time you might need to wear it, or they're just sitting in your wardrobe for the time that you might need it, it just kind of creates clutter and also creates confusion when you're getting dressed. And if you do eventually kind of put that piece of item on, for example a shirt, you might not really like the outfit because it's not the item that you love, and you might end up just changing anyway. So keeping these items that you don't love but just for in case moments or just to have options really kind of just gives you the illusion that you've got options, but really kind of creates clutter and also more frustration in your wardrobe and more confusion. And I've definitely noticed this in my wardrobe too. I definitely kept things that I think I just need just in case one day I might need this top, but really it doesn't make me happy. I don't love wearing it, I don't like how it fits on me, and keeping it was just creating more clutter in my wardrobe. Because I don't have a lot of storage space, I do also keep my spring and summer clothing in storage, and then my autumn winter out now, and then when the seasons change I'll switch out my wardrobe just to suit whatever the weather is at the time. At the moment it's getting colder in Australia, and because I live in Melbourne, we do get sometimes rain, it is quite cold, you need jackets, jumpers, and really warm clothing items as well. So at the moment, this is what I've kind of created my wardrobe to be, to serve for what I'm living through at the moment. In summer, I'll be able to kind of cross over my dresses and my spring and summery items back into my wardrobe. So I feel like now I've got a much clearer idea of what I have in my wardrobe and what my goal and dream wardrobe is. The thing with enjoying fashion and style is that you kind of always want to be, you know, experimenting, trying new trends, but also keeping true to what you love as well. So there's a few things that I want to talk about that I kind of want to start doing to maintain and also work towards my dream or goal wardrobe. So one of the things I've started doing is using an app called Indyx, and it is a phone app. It's basically a wardrobe app that you can plan outfits, your travel outfits, your work outfits, anything in the month. You can also create wish lists and also make a packing list for when you do travel. Creating outfits for travel, for example, on this app is really great because you can create the outfits based on each day and then create a packing list based on those outfits and what clothing items you need, and that way you're not really overpacking and you've got a really clear idea of what outfits you want to bring and what outfits you want to wear. So I've already put most of my items on here already, and I've started creating some outfits, which has been really great and also kind of helped me see different ways to put different things together and get creative about it. I will also put my spring and summer items on there once I bring those items out again. I also love the idea of using it when you shop, whether it's in person or online. You can kind of see whether that item that you're considering buying is going to work well in your wardrobe, and if you can kind of create a few different outfits with it in the app, it's probably going to be a good fit. If you can't, or it doesn't really suit what you've already got or what your style is, it can really help you narrow down what you have in your wardrobe and whether or not you should bring the new item into your wardrobe. The next point I really liked when considering buying new items is the idea of hard-working items, and I came across this idea from Harry Makes It Up on YouTube. I love her YouTube. She has some really great style and beauty tips, but she talks about hard-working items in your wardrobe, and this can be even from jeans to t-shirts and any of those pieces that really work hard in your wardrobe to help you create those looks, and also really good quality. They last a long time, they're foolproof, you know that they work, and you know that they work with each other as well. For example, I've got a trench coat that I've bought and I love this trench coat. I feel like it's works really well in my wardrobe. It's a really hard-working item, and I don't have the need to kind of go out and buy new items or new trench coats just to kind of have options. When I want to wear a trench coat, I don't have the feeling that I've got too many options. I've just got the one, and I know it works really well and makes an outfit look really great when I do wear it. Also, another thing that I really want to work towards my goal wardrobe is leaning back to the idea that I mentioned before, is not buying kind of copies or dupes for the item that you really want. So for example, if you want a really good pair of boots, not buying all these cheap options that you think might kind of substitute for that boot that you really want, that might be a little bit higher price because of the quality or the fit or anything like that, but maybe kind of spending some time to save up or really think about that item and then getting that one item. This way you will have less clutter, less kind of, you know, wasting money, and instead you'll have the one item that you really want and you'll really wear. I think this also goes with secondhand shopping or thrifting as well, and just not kind of buying things for the sake of it, but really thinking, is this going to go really well in my wardrobe, and is it something that I'll actually wear? So some other ways to kind of have fun with your wardrobe and not even have to spend money is to take some of the pieces that you already own and style it in a different way. For example, I've seen some videos about styling a shirt, a button-up shirt, in a different way where it has kind of like a crisscross detail, and this kind of reminds me of a shirt that I really loved. It's an Arquette shirt. It's kind of like an asymmetrical shirt, and I feel like this is also a really good way to kind of experiment with items to see whether you love that style, if it suits you, before actually going out and buying the item that you want. Another way to also improve the experience of getting dressed and kind of being creative with your wardrobe is to improve the way that your wardrobe feels and looks. So for example, this might be different for everyone depending on how your wardrobe looks and the space that you've got, but kind of creating a boutique feel to your wardrobe. So This might even mean having organization that looks really sleek and all matching, or having wooden hangers, or just kind of organizing in a way that kind of feels like you're reshopping your wardrobe and feeling inspired when you do go and get dressed, that the space you're in, or you know, what you're looking at gives you inspiration to actually put the pieces together as well. Having matching hangers, baskets, maybe having some scents in your wardrobe will just create a nicer experience when getting dressed, when planning outfits, and also appreciating the clothing that you have. And lastly, to maintain my wardrobe, I also just want to kind of be really mindful about really maintaining the quality of items and extending the life of the items. This might look like tailoring jeans, for example, or lint shaving some of your jumpers. I recently lint shaved some of my jumpers and they looked brand new, and I was so excited to wear them again. They didn't really look daggy anymore, they looked really fresh. You could see the knits and the details of the jumpers again, and I think this really created kind of a sense of appreciation for what I have, and also brought new life into the pieces into my wardrobe that I already own. So with my wardrobe, I really want to find things that really align with my lifestyle, and also create a wardrobe that really serves me for what I need on an everyday basis. I want to be more intentional with my wardrobe and finding pieces that I love, but also enjoying the process of it. I think that even if we had all the items in the world that we truly loved, I don't know if we would ever really be truly happy. I think it's just about being selective with what's reasonable, and also what makes sense with our fashion sense and lifestyle. I definitely feel a lot more confident with my wardrobe at the moment. I feel like I've got a really good sense of what I'm working towards and what I currently have. Able to use these different tips and tricks just to kind of make it easier to get dressed every day. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, subscribe, or comment. I notice all of it and it makes such a big difference. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.